Okay, good morning everyone. So in this session, we'll be looking at using Google and Google Scholar effectively, specifically the following. So we'll look at understanding how Google's indexing works and how the backend of Google works, specific searching techniques you can use on Google itself, pros and cons of using Google Scholar, then setting up your Google Scholar for off-campus access, Google Scholar search tips, and lastly, because we're dealing with something that doesn't have verified information, we'll go through how to assess credibility. So let's start by looking at how search engines work. So you can see here we've got two kind of simultaneous processes going on. The first one is that you have web crawlers, that's a little spider, and they are constantly crawling through all web pages and trying to analyze the pages in order to be able to know what is contained on that website. So it is dependent on how well the website is set up. When you as a user, you send a query, what happens is that Google fetches that data from their index. And as you can see, the index is like a huge storage bin. So these web crawlers, they analyze the content, they put it in the index. Google then goes and fetches the data, they send the data, and then it's not shown just to us straight. It first goes through a ranking algorithm. And these algorithms are there to try to bring you back the best results. However, we know in today's day and age that there are also things like sponsored posts, so there's some money involved, and we're not 100% sure about whether the amount of clicks counts and all that stuff. So just keep that in mind with algorithms. To build their index, as I've said, these web crawlers constantly go in, and only the analysis is stored in the index bin. So once again, if the page is not well built and the web crawler cannot analyze that bit, then it isn't stored in the index bin. So if you talk about Google indexing, you can see from the previous slide that Google tries to get as much information as possible into its index. So it will search through all the text it can using the keywords that you've given it. And these keywords can be found anywhere on the website, anywhere in the document. So it could be in the URL, it could be in the reference list, etc. This means that irrelevant search results can come back. So it's important to search very specifically. Use the usual search tips that we speak about as faculty librarians in Google, such as pulling out your keywords, combining it with operators, and then you'll be able to make sure that you search specifically and get relevant information. So the first indexing exercise we have that I want to show this to you is that you can take a phrase and you can search a phrase and it will be able to tell you where it comes from, because obviously it's now web crawled through and try to put everything together. So we're going to take this phrase and we're going to have a look to see which book it's from. So starting from Google, we can paste in our search phrase. I'm going to, like I said, use my operators, do the inverted commas, and do Google search. We know we're looking for a book, so it makes sense then that books.google.co.za comes back, and you can see there we go, it's bringing back that exact search phrase. And also Scribbed, still a book, and if we click on it, it goes through there. So this is what I meant by using your same search tips. We can just use that. Okay, so some Google search tips that you might not be aware of. If you use your knowledge of Boolean operators, your and, or, and not, every time you put a space in between words that you don't put an operator in, Google puts an and in between these spaces. Case doesn't matter in terms of your words, so whether you write everything with, whether you capitalize things or not, it will search for the word as it stands, irrespective of the capitalization, except for your operators. The minute that's in caps, it reads it as a machine language command. You can use a plus for and you can use a minus to designate not. And your word order does matter. Google ranks your results according to the order that you search in. So if you search in something where you put impact, load shedding economy, it will search for impact first, then load shedding, then economy, whereas you can just say load shedding, economy, impact. It will first prioritize load shedding, then economy, and then impact. So your word order does matter. Google ignores any punctuation marks apart from the inverted commas, as said before, because these are part of your usual search strategy operators. Okay. So you've got different searching abilities that you can do. You can search specific types. So for example, if you wanted to search in the text, so not in the URL, not in the title, anything, you can write in text and then put the colon, as you can see, and then put what you're looking for. You can put in title if you want it only in the title of something, or in URL if you're looking for a specific website address. You can search for specific files or results. So for example, you can say define and then put the word there, and then it will look for a definition. If you put what you're looking for and you say file type, and then after the colon you say PDF, it will bring back PDFs only. So these are kind of things that you can instruct Google to be able to bring back you more relevant results for you. So if we keep that in mind, we've got the following that we're looking for. So the first one is we are looking for statistics on higher education in South Africa. So let's start with that one. So the first one we're going to do an in URL search, because we want to search for statistics on higher education in South Africa, and I want to look through Stats SA's website. So in URL, very important, statssa.gov.za, and we've got higher education, and I'm using my inverted commas because I want the two words next to each other. You can say Google search now. And I just want you to note that between these, I have not put a space, so it goes directly from in URL to stats. You can see every one of our results comes from Stats SA's website, so it's able to give us results from a specific domain. In this case, I can click on education, and then it can give me a number of different statistics dependent on what I'm looking for. Our second exercise is we are looking for an article or a book titled The Economics of Coffee. So we are looking for something that has those in the title, so I would use the in title search now. In title, and then economics, and in title coffee. I can click Google search. You can see there's Wikipedia, and then independent lids, the economics of coffee. Perhaps that would be something we're looking for. And there is our article titled The Economics of Coffee. Our last one that we're looking for is a PDF article on fake news and economics. So we want an article on fake news, so I want it in the title, in title, and I'm going to use my inverted commas here because I want the two words next to each other, fake news, and now fake news and economics. And now because I want a PDF, I will designate the file type by typing file type PDF, and again no spaces when you use your colons. And there you can see the documents coming back are PDFs that I'll be able to open up, and there you go, it brings back the PDF. Okay, so that's just some examples that you can use to really already use Google to be able to look for what you want it to look for. Your other option when you start to look at things is that you can use Google image searching to be able to search for images on Google using the image tools. And you can also search for a specific image. So if you have an image, you're not sure where it comes from, you can find out where it comes from by uploading it. So to go to Google Images, you will, dependent on your browser, I'm in Chrome, you'll see it says Images on the corner there. Going to Images, and you can then search for a specific image. So I'm going to search for something on coronavirus. Okay. And let's take this image. Okay, I'm going to save this image quickly. if I want to search for an image that I have, like this one that I've downloaded, I'll go back to Google Images, and then there you can see the little camera search by image. I click on that. I can either paste a URL or upload an image. I'm just going to upload an image, dropping it there. And there you can see it's giving me about 3.5 million results, and it gives you from where it found those images, pages that contain those images. So it's a really easy way to find an image. The last bit that I'm going to speak about Google is about the I'm feeling lucky button. So it is just kind of an FYI. All that this is that it doesn't give you a search results page, it goes to the first result, so you'll never see a results page. So for example, if I do that and I click on I'm feeling lucky, you can see it goes to the top result, which is from the World Health Organization. We're moving on to Google Scholar now, and then you'll be able to see that in Google Scholar you've got a number of different searches. You've got an advanced search, which allows you to kind of break up your keywords and kind of helps you with some of the punctuation and the operators if you're not sure. It's important to remember that Google uses automatic stemming, so it means that if you put in something, you don't have to worry about putting a plural. As you can see, compute searches computer and computerize and computers as well. However, if you are not sure and you want to be able to use stemming, then you can use that little sign that you can see on your screen. There is on Google Scholar a way to also search by author and to be able to search for specific author profiles which contain most of the author's articles, to be able to search for citations, and we're going to go through that now. So on Google Scholar, if you want to get to the advanced search, you can click on the three stripes in the left hand corner and you can see there sits advanced search, and you're able to put in specific articles. So this is your and, that's using your inverted commas, that's an or, and that's your not. You can search for a specific author, you can search for articles in a specific journal. So if we wanted to have a look at this, we could go for exact phrase, fake news, and we want to search for economics. Then you can click search, and you'll see it already puts your inverted commas there. Okay. You can, once you've done a search, filter your results on the left hand side here. So if you want a custom date range, for example, you want everything only from 2010 onwards, you can change it to 2010, search, and then it will take out those that are needed. You can also sort, it automatically sorts by relevance, you can sort it by date, and then you can see articles added in the last year sorted by date. You can search in abstracts only, or you can search through everything and then it will give you a little bit more. Your article options to access appear on the right. If you are on campus, then you will usually see that a lot of the times it will link directly to the databases. If you're off campus, you might not see these, and then you will need to change your Google Scholar settings. The tools sit below each item, as you can see. If you want to save it to your own library, you can press a star. That sits in your own personal computer library. If you want to know how to cite it, you can click on Cite, and it gives you examples and gives you options to download to your reference manager. And you can see who has cited it by clicking on the Cited By. It also lets you search within the citing articles once you've clicked it. So if you click on this, you can then search further, and you can say, for example, Russia. And then it goes to only those articles that have that. If there is an underlined author, it means that they have a Google Scholar profile. So, for example, you can click on their name and it will give you a list of all of their articles that are available via Google Scholar. You can access the articles by clicking on it and seeing whether or not we have links. To set up your Google Scholar, you need to go back to your menu options and then go to settings, and you will see under library links you should have Stellenbosch University. If you do not, just simply type in Stellenbosch in the search bar. It will appear, tick search, tick the box and click save. So I'm just going to run over that again just to kind of re-show you everything in a more static way. In the left hand corner you can find the advanced search that sits there. You can select for specific authors, titles or specific years, as well as specific journals. You can filter your results on the left hand side once you've done your search as well. And then any article options will appear on the right hand side. This may differ, the view might change a little bit depending on plugins and browsers. Your tools sit below each article's kind of abstract that it pulls out, and any underlined authors have a Google Scholar profile. You can click on it to view all their publications available via Google Scholar. And this is an example of one of those author profiles. So we want to find this article on fake news, and there are multiple ways that you can do this. You can use advanced searching, you can use author searching, you can look through the author profile. So I think let's start for the author profile. We'll look for Victoria Rubin. To find an author profile in Google Scholar, simply type in the author, Victoria Rubin, and it will bring up user profiles that are available. Click on the user profile and you will be able to see. So we know we're looking for a 2016 article. We can arrange this by year. Scroll down. There's 2016 fake news or truth. To get to the article, you can click on the title and click through to it. There we go. Another way of searching would be to use the advanced search. So we can go to the advanced search, return articles by Rubin with the exact phrase fake news and the word truth, and we can click search. And you can see it's brought up our article that we're looking for. You could also do an advanced search where you just make sure the words occur in the title of the article, and it will bring back even less. So you can see there's multiple ways to do a search for a specific article. If you get given a chart or you find a chart that somebody else has adapted, you're able to use Google Scholar to quickly find where the chart sits and be able to find what the title of the chart is. So for example, this one we're looking for, we can simply take the title and we can do a title search for it. Okay, so let's go. On Google Scholar, I again have multiple ways. I can put in the title in an exact phrase quote, do that, and then I can open the PDF. Once I've opened the PDF, I can scroll down to find the exact chart, which is this, and you can see it says Figure 1, Share of Americans Believing Historical Partisan Conspiracy Theories. I have enough details that I could do similar to what we've previously did, an advanced search where I could put in those words in the title of the article, return articles authored by Alcott, search, and there you can see it brings up the same article. So there are multiple ways to do it. We've come to the evaluation part of the presentation, and it's quite a easy acronym to remember. It's called the CRAP test. You're looking to see whether what you're looking at has currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and purpose. So whenever you look at anything, even in Google or Google Scholar, remember that there is no quality control that happens. So information that is not verified or legitimate gets into both Google and Google Scholar. You need to be aware of who the authors are, where the information comes from, and if you use the CRAP test, it's a really easy way to find out whether or not it's legitimate. For currency, ask yourself the following questions. How old is the publication? Does the source use recent information? Are the references that they use current? Are they using current links? Does currency actually matter for your topic? If you are researching a topic that's dealing with a problem right now, currency would matter a lot more, for example, for climate change, as opposed to if you're dealing with a topic that deals with, for example, the French Revolution, where currency might not matter as much. Ask yourself why or why not it matters. When it comes to relevance, all of the sources that you use in any project should be relevant to your topic. Ask yourself, what aspect of your research question does it answer? What aspect of your research does this source speak to, refer to? Does it speak to your methodology? Does it speak to your literature? Does it speak to a specific research question? Does it speak to giving you some support for your study as a whole? And when you look at the source, is the attended audience appropriate for academic research? Is this an academic journal paper, or is it something that is written, for example, for schools or for general? So is that kind of audience that the writer has intended the work for, is it appropriate for your research? Authority. You need to look at who the author is. It's got to be someone that has expertise or experience in that topic. It's got to be someone who's sharing knowledge. Although authority is contextual, it still needs to be relevant to the topic. So have a look at the affiliations that the author has. Have a look at the credentials that the author has. If you have somebody writing on a topic where they do not have any experience in that field, for example, you have somebody who comes from a library science background who is writing about a very intensive physics practices, you need to ask yourself, do their credentials match up to the topic? Are they actually sharing relevant knowledge? Determining accuracy is also necessary because you need to have a look to see whether or not this source contains any false information. So does it link back? Does it use reputable sources to support the claims that are made? Does it align with other sources that discuss this topic? Or is it just stating something without giving any verification for it? Have a look for any typos or any obviously false information so that you're able to tell what is happening. Then lastly, the purpose. Sources can be written for a specific idea. Ask yourself, is this information clearly biased? Why did the author decide to share this information? Sometimes someone will write something in order to persuade people to their point of view, and you must be able to tell whether or not that's happening. If you're able to evaluate things in such a way, then you don't have to worry about being caught out with using bad or false information. So our last exercise that we're going to do together is using the Liberty Writers blog. And let's go there and let's evaluate it. So for example, you can have a look here. We are looking for whether or not the work is current. First thing, if we have a look at this one, here, you can see the date that it was written on. So this is actually quite old. The website alone, you can see there's some issues. It says here this is a text widget. This means that they haven't actually fixed up their website properly. So this is a type of an error that you would find. You can see by the language that is used that the audience is a specific group that they're trying to reach, namely Republican groups. Are they reputable sources? Well, the first thing is their video links don't work and there's no sources that it links back to. It's very biased information. You can see that by the language. You can see that by the style of writing. This is not academic writing, so you can even see that this is not a legitimate website to rely on. And that's all we have If you do have any questions, you really are welcome to contact anybody at the library. I would just like to make sure that you're aware that you do have a faculty librarian, so if you go to the library website, you can use their library guides to find a relevant librarian to assist you with this, or you're welcome to contact me as well. On the library website, you can see there's library guides. If you click on that, it will give you all of your library guides alphabetically. You are able to search for one, for example, if you're in the Department of Agricultural Economics, and it will give you who your faculty librarian is, as well as their contact details.